Nearly 500,000 American babies were born premature last year, a good portion of them extremely premature. Those infants need natural mother's milk if they're to have any chance to survive. Now that's where the Mother's Milk Bank at Austin comes in. They rely on hundreds of donors every year to save those infants, sometimes moms who are in grief over their own loss. This blessed infant is one of 1,500 that will be born very premature in Travis County this year, just 24 weeks along, just 1.5 pounds. Hanging on at Seton's neonatal ICU. It will only survive with natural mother's milk, donated mother's milk, fed direct to the intestines.
Preterm infants are so tiny and they lack the musculature of the cheeks and the tongue in order to be able to breastfeed. They're not breastfeeding from their mothers. They are being fed by tubes.
That milk will come from the Mother's Milk Bank of Austin, one of just 15 such nonprofits in the country. They provide milk to 128 hospitals in 22 states and always need donors.
Our milk donors are healthy, lactating women who have a compassion for helping the community. They have expressed and stored that milk in their own freezers. They've realized that they have more than they need.
Prospective donors are screened for lifestyle, meds, smoking, drinking, and such. About 65% make the grade. That milk is then thawed, analyzed, pasteurized, and refrozen. Some of those women donate after the loss of their own newborn.
They are grieving. They're in the darkest place I can imagine being. But some of those mothers, on average about 40 per year, find the Mother's Milk Bank at Austin. And they decide that despite their grief, they are going to donate that life-saving milk. And they're going to help other families.
Moms like Randy Ragsdale. After a perfect 9-month pregnancy last year, she lost her newborn Ewan James during delivery, an umbilical complication.
To endure the loss of your child, especially during childbirth when you're anticipating this perfect baby, was truly devastating, and it was a excruciating shock for our family.
Within an hour of her loss, a nurse suggested donating her milk. It was just what Randy needed to hear.
My husband was with me. We were still actually holding our son. It was a beautiful epiphany, and it was something that filled me with a great source of pride that without him, I wouldn't be able to do this. And so it's something that connects my son, my husband, and my daughter together, that we can provide this life-saving gift to children.
Randy donated 2,200 ounces of milk over the year. She and her daughter Ruby are now volunteers at the milk bank. And Randy is now 4 months pregnant and intends to be a donor again.
It does not eliminate their need to grief. It may facilitate their grief. It may just create a little light in their day.
That's something.
It's amazing, truly amazing.
Well, we took a closer look at the statistics about premature births. There's some good news. Preterm deliveries are considered at 24 to 36 weeks. That is short of the full-term 40 weeks. There's been a steady decline in U.S. preemies, now down to 11.4% of births, but that's still among the highest of wealthy Western countries. Texas doing better than the national average with a late preterm birth rate of 8.8%. The Mother's Milk Bank at Austin usually has 600 to 700 donors a year, but because of increased demand for that nutrient-filled natural stuff, their target this year is 825 donors. And for more on the bank and how you can contribute, go to our website, kxan.com.